Hello.
Good morning. We are in Amarillo, Texas, fixing to start out across Texas towards New Mexico. One of the nice things about modern road maps is we could look and see that it's a very long distance between Amarillo, Texas and Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it would be really pushing it to try to do it in one day. So we found a place to stay that's about halfway, much more reasonable drive that will give us time to see some of the sights along the way. The Milburn Price Museum is small. It's not much, but it's got some really interesting things I wanted to capture for the video. And of course, the Midpoint Cafe, which is the midpoint of Route 66, a big yellow line along the road. It's a big deal. And it's open today, which is a Sunday, till 5 o'clock. So we're gonna shag ass and get there. This place you gotta be careful, I'm finding out, even with apps for hotels. The IHG, a lot of the Holiday Inns are like Holiday Inns and Suites. And suite is just a little bigger room with an extra place to sit. This place that we're staying at, Candlewood Suites, has got a whole functional kitchen and all this stuff we're never going to use. So I'm looking for a place to stay the night, and we wound up renting a room that we could stay in for a week and cook and never have to go to a restaurant. Of course, and it doesn't have a continental breakfast because you cook in your room. Just a little hint to pay a little attention, because marketing people use the same words to mean very different things. But with that being said, we're going to go load up the car and get on the road, and we're going to have our breakfast at the Midpoint Cafe. So it worked out for us.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, one nice thing to report, it rained last night, and it washed all that mud off of our car. So at least we got that going for us this morning. And we have made it to the town of Vega, Texas on 66, to the Milburn Price Culture Museum. They have got some very, very, very interesting... Here, Lynn, turn around and give your buddy there a hug. Yeah, you can tell she was raised on a farm. No qualms at all. But they have got all kinds of interesting statues and outdoor exhibits here to get your attention. And one of the things that really struck me about this place, one is the interesting brand on the cattle. And number two, whoever constructed these left out no detail. Not sure who this little critter's supposed to be, but he's got weapons, and I will respect his authority. Okay. And they have another proud bull out here. Another proud statue that really did not skip on detail. Good Lord. And coming around to the front of the museum now. Again, beautiful murals people have done on 66. On the sides of buildings. That seems to be a thing, that's spreading across the whole route. Now here, seeing as everything's bigger in Texas, is the world's biggest branding iron. And I don't know if anybody could dispute that. Okay, the museum is unfortunately closed on Saturday and Sunday, and a lot of these places on 66 run by volunteers. However, this is an official Route 66 passport, get your stamp, and these people are really good. If you need your passport stamp and they're closed, you can call somebody and they will make arrangements to get it stamped for you. Now that is just nice. Behind the museum, a lot of places where they've been parking heavy equipment, and they've got a big old patch of cactus here. So I guess that's an official welcome to the Southwest. Now, here at the museum. I'm not sure if this is museum property or not, but they have one of the blades from one of those windmills. And coming from Amarillo here to Vega, there was just tons and tons and tons of windmills. And there's just something about windmills turning quietly on a Sunday morning, cattle walking all around the bases of them grazing. That just seems really serene. I don't know who could not like it. And whoever set this up seems to really have a good idea for preparedness, because I'm guessing when they get heavy winds or tornadoes through here, these big heavy concrete things and truck straps are definitely needed. But I'm hoping this comes out on the video. Inside of this thing has been hollowed out so you can see it, and they got some stairs so you can get up there, and windows to let in light. I'm thinking, you know, you could make housing out of these things. You know, some innovative housing. And some stats here stenciled on the inside. So this is the inside of one of those windmill blades. How cool is that? Yep, yeah. Come on 66, hoping to experience some Americana, some history. And again, one of those surprises that you have no idea is out there until you get on the road and start driving. Well, you get to see the inside of a windmill propeller. Life is funny like that, but hey, I'll take it.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, we just lucked out. This place is closed on Saturday, but the curator is here. He had to stop in for some stuff. It's a beautiful day, so he wants to let some of the animals here they have outside. And so we lucked out, and he's opening today. So let's go inside.
So he's lived in this town his whole life besides a pet shop. They're native to Australia.
Oh, he is gorgeous.
Do you want to pet him? The spines are real spikes. Everything else is just for intimidation. I guess to make predators think he's crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
Because his spines will actually prick you if you're not careful, but the rest of that's soft.
He is gorgeous. And in here they have got old printing presses. And old type.
Is it all right if I sit in one of these?
You sure can. Just check for dust and probably wet spots. But yeah.
Hey. Beautiful old mobile gas pump that has been preserved really well. And you can see things on this like the to car to storage and the lever, and get a little better idea of what these things were actually like than a lot of the ones we've seen so far. Now here's something I haven't seen before. Here's some of the actual chain for the turret guns on the old from World War II. And when you say give them the whole 9 yards, that strap of bullets was 9 yards long. And so when you say give them the whole 9 yards, you are just going to keep firing that thing till it's out of ammo. Lots of things about people who served in the war. Old letters. God, they have got source material here for a PhD or two. Beautifully restored pot-bellied stove. Look at that. Heard me say a lot of times, come on out here and drive. You never know what you're going to find. Fossilized dinosaur teeth. And look at that collection of arrowheads. And of course, what stop in Texas would be complete without rattlesnakes? Collection of rattles. Here's somebody. Hope that comes out. There's a lot of sunlight, but that's a pretty big old snake there.
Dot Levitt, she was our local that Disney and Pixar interviewed along with Lucille Hammonds from Hydro, Oklahoma, from Lucille's Roadhouse.
Oh, cool.
And they combined her to make the character Lizzie. They combined the two ladies to make the character Lizzie in Cars.
Yep. And this is... Yep. I can zoom in on that.
The sign above it, that Zella's, that was one of the many names that the Midpoint Cafe and Adrian, 13 miles from here, the half
Yep.
mile, was before they were. You look inside the wood floors,
Yep.
where they actually got the term floorboards, because that's actually boards.
Yep. This is beautiful. Again, yep, those are boards.
I was told that they were the original shipping crates, but somebody told me that was a rumor. But I still think that is pretty cool either way.
Yep. And it is, like I said, you never know what you're going to find. Stuff you are never going to see in travel magazines. So get out here, or on the History Channel. So get out here and go on 66 for yourself. So these cases right here, I was just informed, these came from the Alamo Museum, and Phil Collins, of Genesis, had donated his private collection to the Alamo Museum, and the Alamo Museum had to make room, so they sold off some of their old cases. In fact, the sign is still in here, and so this museum was able to pick them up. The Texas has a surplus for historical things. Now the weapons that are in here are all local, but the cases came from the Alamo Museum. There's 3 of them in here. There's this one. This one over here has more World War II items in it. And there's a third one over here that just has different historical things, which is always one of my favorites because, like I said, history, when you come down to it, is the lives of the people that lived in an area. Like that book said, history is lunch. It's what they had for lunch. It's why they had that for lunch. It's how they cooked it and preserved it. And, it's not just wars and dates and battles. History is the people. On a 130-year-old printing press.
1896, yep.
1896. So I pull the lever forward.
Let go and spin the wheel as fast as you want.
We've got we've got the stock loaded.
Yep.
Yep. And now I spin the wheel.
And just a few seconds later, it's going to print a Centennial 66 postcard. And you're doing it as close as they would do in the 1890s.
Yep.
They might have had a lever or something, or a crank, I don't know. But I know that in the 1950s, our local editor from the 1950s to the 1980s cheated. He had a belt-driven motor to automate his newsletters, and our curator said he watched them in the 80s and he would never smash his fingers. He'd just do it.
And that's the original type, the old lead type. I remember reading about Ben Franklin, who was a printer, and he said, he was really, you didn't think somebody like Ben Franklin was going to be that strong. And it's like, oh yeah, he was an apprentice to his brother, who was a master printer, and of course, the apprentice, he used to have to carry all the boxes of lead type.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they teach school children uppercase and lowercase. Well, that came from the print shop.
Yep. Okay. Here you go.
Very orange here in the house.
And if you're wondering where he's doing outside, he is sitting here basking in the sun, just very happy and loving life, which is a great thing to do on a Sunday like this. I think he likes me because as I was walking away, he just jumped off of there and said, "Where are you going, old guy?"
I love how he cocks his head like a dog does.
Yeah.
Thinking, very expressive.
Yep. And there he goes.
And now he's got black stripes.
Yep, and now he's got the sun on his back. So he wants to get an even tan. Oh, this is another stretch here in Texas where the modern highway parallels Route 66, but 66 is still here and running alongside of it. In fact, you can see the original utility poles still alongside 66. We have arrived at the official Midpoint Cafe on Route 66. And this is such a thing that in the middle of the road they have painted a line. That side's halfway to LA, that other side is halfway to Chicago. Yes, we are at the official midpoint of Route 66 in Adrian, Texas. We made it halfway. Yeah.
Okay.
The inside of this place is exactly what you would expect from the Midpoint Cafe. Friendly place, been here forever. They all know the local sheriff, and the local sheriff knows them by name. You figure if he's eating here, the food's got to be great. Tons of Texas and 66 memorabilia all over. And I've heard the cobbler is not to be missed, so I will be having that for dessert. Okay, so at the Midpoint Cafe, it says it right on the bottom of the menu. The Midpoint Cafe is what inspired Flo's V8 Cafe in Pixar's film Cars. The former cafe owner, Fran Hauser, was the real-life heart behind Flo. And there is a famous story about the quote-unquote ugly pie here at the Midpoint. Apparently, historically, they had great pie recipes, but could make a good tasting product, but weren't too great on presentation. And that, according to legend, is the origin of the ugly pie. So, Lynn, does the flavor live up to the legend?
And it makes no difference if it's ugly or not.
There you go. Hey.
It tastes great.
Hey, she married me. I guess ugly doesn't make a difference to her. We are fixing to cross into beautiful New Mexico. Yep. And I'll tell you, you look at the land around here, and you thought parts of Texas was flat. This is even flatter, except for the mesas and the tabletops. But we have reached New Mexico.
Hello, this is New Mexico. It's desert as far as the eye can see, with the occasional mesa. Still have the occasional car or truck go in front, but it almost looks like a volcano. Very interesting.
In New Mexico and Arizona, you're going to come across things like this in the road, and those are cattle guards. These are free range states where cattle can graze wherever they want to, and they got to keep them off the highway, and these things keep the cattle from crossing onto the highway. We are in the town of Tucumcari, New Mexico, which is a fairly historical place, but also very interesting is the plaque about Tucumcari Mountain. It's long been a landmark for travelers. Okay. And that is Tucumcari Mountain, is the mesa that Lynn spotted miles back. This is the view of Tucumcari right here. Just happened to see it on this road and pulled off and decided to grab it. That is an incredible view of Tucumcari Mountain. Oh, thank you, universe, for leading us to this. The next bit of the video is just pictures that we took going across 66. There wasn't really a whole lot you can comment about them other than this is beautiful, but we wanted to, get pictures and have y'all see what New Mexico looks like and maybe understand a little better why they call it the land of enchantment. Just the scenery alone, the views will just enchant you totally.
Hi.
Greetings from Moriarty, New Mexico. We officially made it into New Mexico today. When we came in, there's a huge sign across the highway that says Land of Enchantment.
Yes.
And Lynn is going to speak to that.
Well, underneath one of the underpasses, they have it all decorated with carved out horses and Native American motifs. I thought it was really beautiful. That looked magical to me.
Yeah, but talk about the mesa and the mountains.
Oh, yes. When we started, there was a transition from land that was grassy and full of trees that were tall to land that was more sandy and full of scrubby looking bushes. And as that would happen, there would be fewer and fewer bushes, and out at a far distance you could see outcroppings of rock, and you would see tabletop mesas, which are essentially what would have been mountains, except they were eroded away by wind and water, so they have a flat top on the top. And they were coming just one at a time at first, and then you would see a bunch of them in the background, and we came in and you'd see more rock and striae of rock. It was really beautiful.
And then a couple of miles into New Mexico, Lynn spots this big mesa off in the distance. And we notice that it's getting closer and closer as we're driving. And then we finally figure out that it is a famous landmark in New Mexico. What was that thing called with the T?
Tucumcari Mesa.
Yep. And there's a pull off to the side of the road where it's it's a designated landmark with information about it. But it was very sacred to the Native Americans, and the explorers used it as a reference because you could see it from so far away. New Mexico is just amazing. The land of enchantment, it's like, in order to do it justice, I need to be traveling in a van with 4 people with cameras just filming continuously.
Yes, we did the best we could, but...
Yeah, and so we're going to try a few different techniques to get that stuff in here into this video. We left Oklahoma this morning. Quick correction and apology. In the video, I said we crossed from Oklahoma into New Mexico. You would know that's impossible if you have a map. Unfortunately, I only have half a brain some days. We crossed from Texas into Oklahoma, not Oklahoma. We crossed from Texas into New Mexico. There, I corrected it. We stopped at the Midpoint Cafe, which is a cafe built right on the midpoint of Route 66, halfway between Los Angeles and halfway between Chicago. Had an amazing breakfast. And the cafe is just, it's everything you would expect it to be, and the food's even better. We discovered when we stopped at what she said,
Tucumare.
landmark, that we were up 4,000 feet. My ears never popped, but it was a gradual rise.
Yeah.
And a couple of places along coming out to Moriarty, you could feel your ears pop, so not quite sure how far we up. But 60, the highway here, 40, when you get into the state, it says this is going to be a rough highway. It would benefit greatly from some improvement, but as bad as this is, 66, there's stretches where I would not want to take my car on it, and I avoided those because basically there's just long stretches, 40, 50 miles, where the two roads are parallel in each other, and you can look over at 66 and say, I don't think my tires would appreciate that right now. But then there's stretches where it looked okay, so...
It's like the road had gone from being taken care of to being feral.
But use your own judgment when you come out here in New Mexico, which of the roads you're going to take. The other thing is the highway speeds out here are 75 miles an hour. So you will find that as you approach 75 miles an hour, your gas mileage decreases markedly. So you want to keep an eye on your gas and
other cars.
Yeah, and rethink your budgets for gasoline, because you will burn some gas. Now, good news is that gas prices are still they're more reasonable out here. Our highest was $5.19 right outside of Chicago. Since that horror, they've moderated quite a bit into the fours, the mid fours, the low fours, $3.99. So gas prices have gotten better as we've gone down the road, which is good. That's about what we're doing today. So we're staying at a Best Western, and this place is really nice.
It
we lucked
was
out.
Amazing. Who would have thought that a Best Western could outdo Holiday Inn?
Yeah, but this place is really nice. So we're just grateful we are here, and it's an actual room. It's not like the suite we mistakenly rented last night. This is a regular king room. It's got a really, really, really well-equipped handicap bathroom. I'll give them 5 stars just for that. This is a well thought out place.
I will not fall down, thank heaven.
Yes, and we're gonna put this together and look at maybe getting some dinner, and see you in the morning when we take off.
Relaxation.
Yep.
And to everyone that we know really well who's been watching these videos, we love you, we miss you, and we're tired.
It's been a long day.
So all of you go take a nap for us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.